Pascal, why did it take you 2 years to cast your two lead actors for On the Horizon?
It took around 1 year.
Only 1 year, okay.
Yeah. It's because we had people in France, we had people in, the whole cast was divided because the story is in part France and a part Salt Lake City. And mostly, that's the thing, when you have to deal with a low budget scenario, then you have a certain bubble of actors that you can get to, otherwise you cannot pay them. So mostly all of them, sometime I knew them from before. And but for Casey, for Elissa, it was a long process, just trying to find, for example, Elissa, to find someone who got this badass, I don't give a attitude, and that is naturally, that is not forced. You need to have, like him, this is Casey, Tyler is Casey. It's not something that you create, it's not something that you can fake. And because we had amazing actor who did great for the audition, but when you think, is she Elissa? It didn't work. It didn't have this kind of magical spark. And so when I found that, Elissa, it worked. But it takes time to go through, because we had 50,000 people who auditioned, who submitted their stuff, and we auditioned at least 1,000, 2,000. It was a lot of people. And you can see so many people that are horrible, and you can see some people that are amazing, but they don't fit. And so for him, he was the last one. I went through everyone, and I had another Casey who, now that I'm thinking about it, it would have been horrible with the Elissa that we had. And so he just popped out of nowhere, and I talked to his manager, we talked on the phone, and it was just easy in 2 seconds. But it takes time to find people who look like star, who can have good chop, and the timing of the schedule. And so it's all of these.
You've talked about having the it factor. Do you think people are kind of made that way, or born that way,
Yeah,
or do you
I think so.
they can adopt that?
No, you have it or you don't. It's not something that you can create. It's you can be better actor, you can have more experience, but that makes you interesting right away. Like, for example, if you watch Tyler for the first time, you say, "Oh, he got something." It draws you to the screen. It's him. It's just the aura, the energy around you. So yeah, you have it. It's not something. That's the thing that is so frustrating, is that when you watch actors who are great, and I had 3 people who was auditioning, my last 3 for Elissa, they were amazing acting wise, but they didn't have this magical that was Elissa. So when I found her, Cindy, it worked. She had maybe less experience, but everything who she was killed for the acting chop for the rest, because it was just naturally for her. So when it's time to be angry, it was real anger. When it's time to run, it was real running. So that's what I'm saying. For me, when I'm casting someone, they need to fit the part right away. It needs to have this hit factor, but it needs to represent that part naturally.
What do you think about that, Tyler, in terms of the it factor? Have you ever heard other people refer to you as having that, and what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, again, I'm flattered. I'm flattered at the association. On whether or not it can be manufactured, that's interesting.
Because actors are such chameleons that maybe their own self is this insecure sort of person, but they can really put off this air of this charismatic, I don't care. I mean, that's tough to do.
I think in that vein, I think you're right. I do think at some level, it really comes down to what it means to have it naturally, in the sense that, is it still natural if it's manufactured? I think it actually is, because I think that the idea that there exists an actor, or that Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp or any of these guys walk around and have no insecurities, and never have an off day, or never not charismatic, or never not good looking. I mean, you have to imagine that they're humans just along with everybody else. And so, I think that some of it is inborn, but I certainly think that, a lot of it is based upon your reaction to your own weaknesses. And is that something that you succumb to, or is it something that you build upon? And I think it's those that have built upon their weaknesses that have that it factor, because there's a certain sparkle in their eye that says, I know exactly where my weak spots are, but I have taken steps to address them. And I think that's where it comes from.